Hi, welcome to Box on the Box Rock and Celluloid, Bot Breakfast Shorts. So it's that time of year again, it's awards season, and the Oscar nominations have just been announced, so I'll have a trawl through and tell you what I think. There is some glaring omissions, and I may kick off about that. So Best Picture, we've got Belfast. So this is Kenneth Branagh's semi-autobiographical tale set in the Troubles in Belfast, shot predominantly in black and white. Great cinematography, the acting's stellar in this, really good. I found it a bit sort of sentimental or like a bit simplistic, but it tells an interesting story because it's from a child's point of view, but it's also about a Protestant family who lives happily on their street with their Catholic neighbours, and elements of the Protestant community want to kind of take up, struggle, and want them to take sides, and it kind of follows the Troubles escalating, and the British Army coming in initially to keep the peace, which is what happened. So, it's interesting. I didn't love it, but I know people did love it. I don't think this will win Best Picture, but I think it's got a chance. So the next film up I'd like to see, which I haven't, it's called Coda. I think this was on Apple TV. Basically, the plot of this, I forget the correct terminology for someone who's a hearing person living in a deaf family. But basically, there's a young girl in this, and she's wanting to, I think, go to university, things like that. But she's relied upon by a family who are deaf. Marley Matlin, who won the Oscar for Children of the Lesser God in 1986. Well, the award was given in 1987. Is in it, and obviously she's a full, she's a deaf actress. Apparently it's really good. My friend who does the thumbnails for this, Gary, I'm not on Facebook, Foley, said it was tremendous. Brought a tear to his eye, and that was his choice. Next up is Don't Look Up. A lot of the critics were mixed on this. This was on Netflix. It was too long, but I did think this film was funny. Had an amazing cast. Obviously Leo, J-Law, just moving the camera there, and Jonah Hill was really funny. Kind of using a meteorite as a kind of metaphor for global warming and the climate crisis. I enjoyed it. It is funny. I don't think this will win Best Picture. And I don't think it's quite the calibre there. I did enjoy it. I should just say Belfast, one of the things about Belfast is good. It's not a really long film. It's about an hour and 40 minutes. Beautiful photography. Drive My Car's up next. I think this is a Japanese film. I haven't seen it. I think this will win the best international film, what used to be the foreign language film. Basically, I think it's a spin on the kind of Driving Miss Daisy thing. A young girl takes over as a kind of driver, caregiver, helper to an older man, I think, but it might be a woman. Sorry, I haven't looked at the plot. There's a lot of love for this film. This will get some recognition. The foreign language category, international category is pretty strong, I think. There's been a lot of good films. Okay, the next film up is Dune, and this is where the big controversy is. It's nominated for Best Picture, quite rightly, but I'll jump ahead and tell you that Denis Villeneuve has not got a Best Director nomination, so they followed suit against BAFTA. How the hell this film hasn't, got that as it directed itself? For many people, this is one of the greatest living filmmakers. This is the guy I and other film fans kind of look to at the moment as the kind of Stanley Kubrick, Scorsese, Hitchcock type of guy who's delivering the kind of visual spectacle and films we like. Last time a film got a lot of nominations for no directorial nomination was Steven Spielberg with The Colour Purple. And going back, you've got The Turning Point, Herbert Ross's 1977 film, getting 11 nominations and no Best Director, I think. I could be wrong with that, so don't quote me. I think that got 11 nominations and no wins. But I don't understand this. I don't understand why his director character category hasn't come out to bat for him. June's got amazing visuals. He's worked really hard to build it. And then there's that thing, okay, he's making a part 2. Oh, let's recognise him then. But Peter Jackson still got an Oscar nomination for the first part of The Lord of the Rings, and he didn't win till the third part. So I'm flabbergasted by this, but the guy didn't get nominated for Blade Runner 2049. He got nominated for Arrival. I mean, his last 4 or 5 films are all worthy of Best Director nominations. Sicario, Blade Runner 2049, Arrival, he did get one. Prisoners was really good. I mean, but he's in esteemed company. Hitchcock never won the Best Director Oscar. Neither did Kubrick. Fuck him, Denny. Fuck him. The reason they're not giving you a nomination is because you're the fucking best. at the moment, and yeah, they're just fucking jealous. Right, next up's King Richard. I will be viewing this soon. Again, I've got friends who've seen it. Apparently, it's good. Not great. Will Smith is excellent. I don't think this will win Best Picture. Next one's Outside Bet, Licorice Pizza. A lot of love for this. Again, I haven't seen this. Paul Thomas Anderson, I can blow hot and cold on. Love The Master. Really like Where There Will Be Blood, although it took a long time to get into. I think this will be more like Punch Drunk Love in his style, or Inherent Vice, and I didn't like either of those films. We'll wait and see. Next one up is a film I really enjoyed. It's too long. I think there's not a massive amount of love for it. I actually preferred it to his Oscar-winning film. It's The Shape of Water, so it's Nightmare Alley, Guillermo del Toro's film neo-noir. It looks stunning. The acting's great. Bradley Cooper's superb in this, probably giving his best performance ever to me, or thereabouts. Cate Blanchett was good. Rooney Mara, David Strathairn, Toni Collette, the whole cast. Richard Jenkins. Looks amazing. Might win the cinematography, which I'll come to. But it hadn't done well at the box office. That's one of the things with these nominations. A lot of these films have gone to streaming. In actual fact, not one of these films is a kind of hit in the box office terms, except for Dune. Dune is the only one you can look at, and it's grossed $100 million. Next up, Power of the Dog. I think this has got a really good shot of winning this. There seems to be a big critical groundswell for this. I really like this film. It's really interesting. The photography was great. The acting was great. I didn't love it. I think if this wins, it could be one of those situations where a film that the mainstream audiences don't love, don't see. A bit like The Hurt Locker, when The Hurt Locker went into Liverpool. When The Hurt Locker won, brilliant film, but it made like $12 million, and this has gone straight to streaming. And then finally, West Side Story. I hate musicals. I went to see this. I'm still not a fan of musicals, but I am a fan of this film. Got some problems, a bit too long, and Ansel Elgort could have been a stronger lead, but the other rest of the acting, the choreography, all the tech credits on this film are absolutely stunning. Again, the direction was snubbed by the bastards. Was snubbed by the BAFTAs. And I think it's Spielberg's best film and best directed film since Munich. In actual fact, it's probably superior to that because it's got a bit more control. I thought it was a stunning achievement in the art of movie making. Okay, so Best Actress in a Leading Role. So the big omission here is Lady Gaga for House of Gucci. There was loads of rumours like she's going to get a nomination. She's not nominated. I think there's a simple reason. I think her performance, when you saw the clips, maybe looked a bit grasping, a little bit hammy. She'd sort of mentioned about all the method stuff. There's not a massive amount of love for that film. It's supposed to be pretty good fun. I think that's the reason why it's lost out. Coming in, really taking that, is Parallel Mothers. Penelope Cruz getting, I think, her second Oscar nomination for Best Actress. I think it's probably a good move. She's supposed to be brilliant in it. Again, it shows more diversity. I think Penelope Cruz is a great actress. I won't lie to you, I think she's one of the most beautiful actresses in the world, and I could listen to her talk all day. The other ones are not unexpected. There's Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Good shot of winning this time out, Chastain. Great actress. Also like her as well. Very beautiful. The film's there's not a massive buzz about the film, but her performance, apparently she's brilliant. Quite a lot of clever makeup, prosthetics, but a really interesting character, Tammy Faye. I forget what her second name is, but she was the wife of a famous TV evangelist who's played by Andrew Garfield in the film. Next up, Olivia Coleman, The Lost Daughter. No surprise here. Very strange film. I enjoyed it. Some people hate it. Another triumph for Netflix. Thought it was well directed. Maggie Gyllenhaal. Very ambiguous. Like Power of the Dog. Two very ambiguous, open kind of films directed by female directors. The Lost Daughter, but Coleman was great. Actually thought performances was probably better than an Oscar-winning performance for, I've forgotten the title of the film, the one about the Mad Queen. Well, she wasn't mad, she was just poorly, wasn't she? Then you got Nicole coming being the Ricardos. Again, Nicole got great reviews, kind of like the Eyes of Tammy Faye nomination for Jessica Chastain. Again, this just went to HBO Max or some kind of streaming thing. Not a loved film, but her performance as Lucille Ball was, lauded. And then Kristen Stewart for Spencer. Now, I would have said this was the shoe-in. earlier in the a few months ago, this was the film that was going to win the Best Actress Oscar. Sorry, went down the wrong way. I am not so sure now. I watched the film. Kristen Stewart is very good. It's a very strange film. It's easy to admire, but it's not easy to like, and neither is a performance. Looking at the other nominations who've all won Oscars before, apart from Jessica Chastain, I think Chastain will win this. So that is my pick for Best Actress, is Jessica Chastain. I didn't win a pick for Best Picture. My feeling is it's between Power of the Dog and Belfast. Possibly Drive My Car, pulling off a kind of what Parasite did. That's a tricky one. Maybe Belfast. I'm going to go for Belfast. Right, Best Actor in a Leading Role. Javier Bardum has what I think is his 4th nomination. Was it 3rd for Best Actor? There has been 4 Nightfalls, Bitterful. He's nominated for this. Obviously he's in Being the Ricardos, so he's playing Desi Arnaz. Again, well-received performance. He won the Oscar for No Country for Old Man. I'm sure he's had another Oscar nomination. One of the world's great actors, him and Penelope Cruz, my favourite actor couple. You know, something for the ladies, something for the men. Brilliant. I think the guy's a great actor. I like his Bond villain. He won't win. Benedict Cumberbatch, The Power of the Dog. On another occasion, Cumberbatch would have this sewn up. It's a great performance. It's not your typical Cumberbatch. I suppose you can see it as a kind of companion piece slightly to his Imitation Game performance in that... well, this is a bit of a plot spoiler, so don't listen to the next until I put my hand up. So basically, he actually plays a repressed homosexual in this. Obviously, his character in the Imitation Game, the great Alan Turing, wasn't open about his homosexuality, but his friends are aware. In this, Cumberbatch has got it buried, and it takes a while to slowly reveal it. And he's a difficult character in a different way to the Turing character. It's quite an interesting sort of combo there, but he would win normally. But I think the winning performance will be Will Smith in King Richard. He's had great reviews for this. It's his 3rd nomination for Best Actor. Will Smith's a big star. He's Hollywood royalty. He's not had a great run recently. I think he's 53, 54 this year, but I think Hollywood will anoint him. And also, he's an African-American actor. It will tick a box there. But I don't think, it's a case of that. I think the performance is probably, although I've not seen it, it's probably richly deserved. I think it's Will Smith's turn. And big Hollywood stars should win Oscars because they bring the money in and they're why we watch the Oscars, okay? Again, the film didn't do great, an amazing story, but the other 2 nominations, bit of a cliche, Denzel Washington, The Tragedy of Macbeth. I love Denzel. I imagine he's great in this. It maybe would have been nice to see another acting performance get a nod. I'd like to have seen Bradley Cooper. But then again, he's had a lot of nominations. I think this is Denzel's 8th nomination. We need to go through and count these up. Tragedy of Macbeth, Fences, and I forget the weird name where he plays the lawyer. Those 3, obviously one for Training Day, Malcolm X, The Hurricane. Those are 6, and then there's 2 for supporting actor when he plays Steve Biko, Cry Freedom, and Glory. I think, this is his 8th nomination. It could be his 9th, but he's basically getting into the record territory. He's up there with O'Toole and Richard Burton. I think Richard Burton had 8 nominations, no win. Obviously, Denzel's won 9 or 10 nominations, and you're up there with Laurence Olivier, and then if he gets more, he will chase the record, which is held by Jack Nicholson for most nominations. A nomination I'm really pleased to see, and this is the final one in this category that I picked up on, is Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom. So this was another musical. I watched it on Netflix. I was kind of a bit reticent, but I thought I really enjoyed it. I love the musical numbers that this guy wrote. The real life characters playing. They're kind of more of a pop rock kind of AOR style for a musical. I like those. I thought Garfield was excellent. I think he's a very good actor. It's easily as good as his performances that he's best known for. His Social Network and, of course, Hacksaw Ridge. He won't win, but, great stuff. Great stuff from a British actor there. Okay, Best Actor Supporting Role. First choice here is Kieran Hines for Belfast. I think he's got a very good chance of winning this. Great actor. Never been recognised, I don't think, with a nomination before, but a really respected character actor. He plays a granddad in this. He gives a lovely performance and he spins loads of lovely wisdom. And the black and white photography really captures the expressions on his face. So it's a lovely supporting performance. The other one is a guy called Troy Coates in Coda. Now this is the story about the hearing girl in a deaf family. So I haven't seen his performance, but again, that could be an interesting, it could be an outside bet. There was, if you remember, Sound of Metal got some nominations, and there was the actor who's nominated for that. It was actually, he's a hearing person, but I've forgotten now his name was Paul Racine, I think, but he is from a deaf family. So yeah, this could be another interesting, award win. Jessie Plemons' Power of the Dog and Cody Smith McPhee, The Power of the Dog. These two will cancel each other out. I think Cody Smith McPhee is the kind of edges it here. He gives a really great performance. He's like a lanky beanpole now. He's playing a gay character. No one's open about the homosexuality in this film, but he's interesting performance. He's a very interesting character. Jesse Plemons was great to see him recognised. Obviously, we know him from going back to Breaking Bad. Then you got J.K. Simmons being the Ricardos. He's already won before. I haven't seen the film. I don't imagine him winning. Yeah, I mean, Cody Smith McPhee's a great performance. I think Kieran Hines will win, but maybe the person from Coda, but I can't sort of say. Okay, Best Actress in Supporting Role, Jessie Buckley, The Lost Daughter. Nice to see Jessie Buckley nominated. This is a really good, proper supporting performance. She plays the Olivia Coleman character as a younger woman. She's a great actress. If you've not seen the film Wild, I can't remember the name. She plays a Scottish, Glaswegian country and western singer. She's fucking brilliant. She's brilliant in Beast. I really like her. Great performance. She won't win. The winning performance will be Ariana DeBose for West Side Story. So she plays the role that was originally played by Rita Moreno, who's not nominated, who gave a lovely performance in the film, a specially written role. But she just knocks it out of the park in this. She's strong in every scene. It's a truly great supporting performance. And her signature La 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 Mary Cat song, she's fantastic. She's got this brilliant dress on, and all of the choreography, the camera work and the production design and all the elements really help her performance. But she runs a gamut of emotions in this film. I think she's superb. And she'll win. She deserves to win. But again, I'm not sure what I'm imagining she's Puerto Rican background. And again, with sort of diversity at the forefront, trying to spread things out, it'll be a popular win. But regardless, I think she's brilliant. Judi Dench in Belfast, yeah, lovely performance. I wasn't totally rocked. The thing that's here, this should be, and I can't remember her name. There's an actress, she's in Outlander, and she's in Ford versus Ferrari. She is in Belfast as the mum. She plays Jamie Dornan's wife, the mother of the young Kenneth Branagh character, that he's based on. She should have got the nomination for this. She's superb. Judi Dench gives a lovely performance, but I feel it's a bit, Oscar royalty, let's give Judy a nomination. She does good, she's Judi Dench, but I would have given it to Katrina, forgotten the second name, apologies. Kirsten Dunst, The Power of the Dog. She would be winning this on she's going to be fucking sick of Ariana DeBose, but I'd be surprised if Kirsten won this. Her first nomination, she's very good in The Power of the Dog. And she's there, and really, the acting's stellar in this film. And then, Anwane Ellis, apologies for my pronunciation there. I'm not sure what character she plays. I'm assuming it's maybe Venus or Serena, or possibly Mrs. Williams in King Richard. Again, I don't know much about his performance. I think Will Smith will win. I don't think this will be the winning performance. Ariana DeBose, I'm going for that. Best Director, again, I already spoke about the controversy about Denis Villeneuve. Go on YouTube, listen to James Cameron interviewing him, mano, yeah, here's my fuck off spaceship landing, here's my fucking world building. Here's my taking this beloved, slightly impenetrable novel that had a strange, version of it in 1984 and a nearly version in the 70s, and like fucking rocking it. It's just maddening, but the Oscars hate sci-fi. Look at films like Interstellar, 2001 not winning for Kubrick for Best Director. They don't understand sci-fi, apart from a film like Gravity. But I suppose that the direction of a film like Gravity was one you just couldn't ignore. But the flip side of that was Alfonso Cuarón. His better film was Children of Men. That's his masterpiece, I think. Anyway, Kenneth Branagh for Belfast. Yeah, lovely photography, acting's great. I think people forget what an accomplished filmmaker Branagh can be. I think sometimes he can be a bit flashy, sometimes he can be a bit journeyman. But he's had an interesting career, and he's got his Death on the Nile coming out. I would love to see him do a Bond film. He did a kind of reboot of Jack Ryan a while ago, which is quite good. He didn't do that well with Chris Pine. He did 4. I think he would do a good Bond film. I actually think he'd be a great Bond villain. He could be the Bond villain. He could direct the shebang. He won't win. Paul Thomas Anderson, Licorice Pizza. There would have been an outside bet with Paul Thomas Anderson winning this. He's a beloved director. This is his second nomination after There Will Be Blood. He's one of the great filmmakers. His films are a bit maddening. He's completely unique. He started off as a kind of Scorsese, Robert Altman ripoff, but a brilliant one. Then he made Punch Drunk Love and just started flipping it, and then did Where There Will Be Blood and The Master, and he's become this great American auteur. But I don't think he'll win. Jane Campion, The Power of the Dog. Jane Campion will win, I believe. Two things here. The film is really well directed. It's not as good as the direction of Dune, but Jane Campion, there's always that feeling that when Schindler's won and Spielberg won, which I think he did rightly, in any other year she would have won for The Piano. And so there's a feeling people remember that as well. She also be the second woman to win Best Director Oscar. She deserves it. She's had a bit of a bad career recently, getting the things, after The Piano, she had a funny run. And then she did the Top of the Lake show, and that kind of reinvigorated things. And it's good to see her back. Not that she's been away. All the visual skills and off-kilter atmosphere present in this. Some lovely frames within frames. The acting's great. Writing, the photography, it ticks all the boxes. The director of Drive My Car is Risuke Hamaguchi. I don't think, this is terrible. I'm not sure what gender, whether it's male or female. I must apologise for that. I haven't sort of looked into this as much as I should, but I don't think it'll win. And then the Spielberg for West Side Story. This is his 9th nomination, I think. Last time he was nominated was for, I think it was the Snooze Fest of Lincoln. So it's been a while. I'm glad to see him nominated for this. The bit where they go to the dance, the fucking guy's awesome. His camera work, the opening shot of this film. It's great to see, whether you like musicals or not, it's just great to see a master filmmaker in his element. And he obviously loves the original West Side Story, and he really sold me. This is his best directing, his best film in a long time. Like the last great films he made were AI and Minority Report for me, and I thought Munich was flawed but very good. But this, like I say, yeah, great direction. Okay. Original screenplay, Belfast, Kenneth Branagh, Don't Look Up, Adam McKay, David Suter, King Richard, Zach Bailey, Licorice Pizza, Paul Thomas Anderson, The Worst Person in the World, Eskil Voigt, and Joachim Trier. There's a bit of love for The Worst Person in the World. I think there's a good chance Belfast, but I think Licorice Pizza will win for this. People will want to give Paul Thomas Anderson something, and he will, I think, get this. Best writing adapted screenplay, Coda, Drive My Car, June. Oh, June, thank you. It won't win. John Spaves, Eric Roth. The Lost Daughter, Melanie Gyllenhaal, The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion. This is between The Power of the Dog and Coda. I think Coda will win this. I haven't seen the film, but I think, again, it's by someone called Sian Heder. I think people want to recognise that film. And if awards are going The Power of the Dog in other areas. So, best international feature film: Drive My Car, Flee, The Hand of God, Luana Yakina Clash of the Worst Person in the World. This is between Drive My Car and The Worst Person in the World. Worst Person in the World is some off-kilter rom-com. Again, I haven't seen it, done much about it. I think Drive My Car will win this. But if it doesn't, it will go to The Worst Person in the World. Best animated feature. This is a no-brainer. Encanto, Flea, Luca, The Mitchells vs. the Machines, whatever that is, Raya and Last Dragon. Encanto will win this. So many things have been going to streaming. That's the only thing that's kind of caught any imagination traction. I think the songs and the animation are more kind of highly thought of the actual story itself, but that will win. Best documentary feature: Ascension, Attica, Flea, Summer of Soul, When the Revolution Could Not Be Televised, Writing with Fire. I don't know any of these films, but I think Attica will win simply for the reason that it's probably about the Attica prison riots. Attica! Which is a big thing in American culture, and I think that will win. Best film editing: Don't Look Up, Dune, King Richard, The Power of the Dog, Tick Tick Boom. Maybe Dune will win this. Maybe the techies will come out for it. Tick Tick Boom's actually got really good film editing. The way it's cut with a musical score. I don't see the other ones doing it. Power of the Dog's got nice, yeah. It's a tricky one. That's a tricky one. I don't know. Maybe Tick Tick Boom will get it. Best cinematography: Dune, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, West Side Story. The first thing to say about these is I haven't seen The Tragedy of Macbeth, but when you see the stills, these are all stunningly shot. Stunningly shot to the point that Belfast doesn't get a nomination. I would love to see Dune win this. It's such an achievement. Nightmare Alley's a really special job. And so is West Side Story. I think Power of the Dog's brilliant, you know. But what the cinematographers have done on Nightmare Alley, Dan Larson, I think, and West Side Story, Yanis Kaminski, Spielberg's classic collaborator, I think it's between those two, and it's really hard for me to call it, and I'm not going to. Best music: Don't Look Up, Dune, Encanto, Parallel Mothers, The Power of the Dog. I'm going to give it to The Power of the Dog for this. Johnny Greenwood, he did another score for a film that I've seen, and I can't remember the name of it, I'm sorry. But Johnny Greenwood's been knocking on the door for a while. His Power of the Dog score's really good. He should win it. Much as I love Hans Zimmer for Dune. A very clever score. Best music: original song: Be Alive, King Richard, Dos Orguitas, Encanto, Down to Joy, Belfast, No Time to Die, No Time to Die. Somehow You Do. I don't know. Maybe King Richard. Maybe they'll be lame and give it to Billie Eilish because they've got no imagination. I don't like that song. We were poor and I found you there. Right, so I'll go for No Time to Die. They've given it to the last, fucking Sam Smith winner. Yeah, that's like our best Bond theme and it's better than All the Time in the fucking World. Yeah, it's brilliant. And then even Skyfall, yeah, it's better than all the Shirley Bassey ones, isn't it? Yeah, okay. It is pretty good, Skyfall, but anyway, I'll shut up. Best sound: Belfast, Dune, No Time to Die, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story. This will go to Dune, I'm certain. Typically, big effects, things like this, win best sound. Best visual effects, no-brainer, Dune. Staggering visual effects, basically world building. Every shot is photorealistic. It's going to win. You've got Free Guy, no. Effects are good on Free Guy, though. No Time to Die. Quite interesting. Bond's got its first visual effects nomination since The Spy Love Me, I think. Shang-Chi, yeah, there's some cool stuff in that. Spider-Man, I haven't seen it, but yeah. Best production design: Dune, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth, West Side Story. Oh, this is a hard one. I mean, Dune's fucking mega. Nightmare Alley's got mega Art Deco. It's worth seeing the Nightmare Alley just for Kate Blanchett's character's office. Power of the Dog's beautiful. Tragedy of Macbeth, from the stills I've seen, it looks stunning. West Side Story's amazing. The way it brings that, the New York of the 50s to life. I would like to see Dune win this again for that world building aspect, and that would be the same for costume design. Because they've had to invent costumes basically, and the costumes are fucking brilliant. West Side Story, Nightmare Alley, both brilliant. West Side Story's got great costume design. Cyrano and Cruella. I should just say it's a shame not to see the guy playing. I've forgotten the name of the character. He is, the Ansel Elgott's character in West Side Story, his best mate, Rip. I think it is. The guy playing him was excellent in the film. Shame not to see him getting Best Supporting Actor nomination. I mean, Cruella, that had great costume design. Serrano looks good. I'm hoping June wins. I think a costume designer will recognise the work that's gone into that. Best makeup and hairstyling, Coming to America. Cruella, June, Eyes of Tammy Faye, House of Gucci. I think the Eyes of Tammy Faye will win this because it's a really important part of the character. I think House of Gucci has got a chance. June could split the vote on those. June's obviously got a great thing there. Best animated short, I couldn't pick this. Affairs of the Arts, Bestita, Box Ballet, Robin, The Windshield Wiper. Windshield Wiper, that might be interesting. Best live action short film, again, I don't know about that, or documentary short subject. And that's all the nominations. So I've kind of dived out. I don't think it's a great year for films. Haven't seen Coda. I think I'll like that. And June, obviously, I think it's great. I haven't seen Licorice Pizza. There's films I haven't seen. But we're still in that post-pandemic thing. I'm just furious that Denis Villeneuve, tell me why. Tell me in any comments why Denis Villeneuve. Let's see how many nominations June's got. 1. Okay, that's best film. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I maybe missed out the score there. Anyway, if it's not, it's 10 or 11. Sorry, me counting. So this is a massive insult, basically. Yeah, it directed itself. That's all Denis Villeneuve did. He just walked in. He just went,